Morning, everybody. I am back with some English for you all. Now it's going to be to do with broken rock, paper, scissors. We know that. We're doing it all week. So guess what? You need to watch the film again. Pause the video. Go and give it another watch. Okay, hopefully you've watched the film again. You should know it now. And today's lesson is going to be to do with a video, and it's going to be to do with one character in particular. Today, you are going to be writing a diary entry for the character of Rock. Okay, Rock's probably the main character because he's there at the start and he kind of follows his journey through the story. And you're going to write a diary entry by Rock. So first of all, you need to put yourself in that Rock state of mind. We've already done this a little bit because we've thought about his point of view and his feelings and emotions. And when you come to write your diary entry in a little while, use all your previous work, use the sheets you did on Rock's emotions, his journey through the story where he was calm, where he felt wilder, things like that. And also have a look at what you did yesterday because you retold the story in Rock's point of view, didn't you? So use your previous work to help you today to write a diary entry for Rock. So with that said, what I've put on Class Dojo for you, there is a link for some examples of diary entries. There's 3 to choose from. What I would do is I'd have a read of each of those. There are 3. And it'll get you some idea about what's expected in a diary, because that's what I'm just going to talk to you for just a few minutes about today. It's what you need to include in your diary entry and what one should look like. So I've got one here. It's one of the 3 that you can have a look at yourselves. You can either look at them online or you can print them out. So this one, it's got a date at the top. As you can see, it says Friday, May the 5th. That's because you usually write a diary each day, don't you? What I want you to do is, if you're in school, pause the video just now and maybe have a little chat about why you might write a diary, who might write a diary, things like that. Okay, you can pause the video now. Okay, so hopefully you've talked about who might write a diary. It's usually quite a nice thing to do at the end of the day. You can talk about your day in your own little diaries. It's for you, it's usually for yourself. And we've got one here. I'm going to read this one out for you. But obviously, if you printed them out yourselves, you can have a little read through them all in a moment. But I'm going to read this one for you now. So it says, "We finally got one. My mum has been trying to persuade my dad for ages to get a dog, and he's always thought of 100 reasons why we shouldn't get one. I think my mum had almost given up. Well, today, after we had all got home and were having a snack, there was a knock at the door. I opened it, and there was a big box on the doorstep. I was a bit worried at first because there was no one there, but mum and dad came towards the door too, and dad was at the back telling me to open it. So then I opened the box, and then inside, looking quite confused and shy, was a gorgeous black puppy with a red bow around her neck. I picked her up and brought her into the house. Our house is quite small and not really set up for dogs. There are lots of ornaments everywhere. She scurried around our living room, knocking a few things over, and then we gave her some food. I felt so happy because I haven't got any brothers and sisters, and I've always wanted to get a dog for a long time. We decided to call her Surprise." Okay, there you go. That is the first one of the diary entry examples. As I say, there are 2 more. Have a little read of them because they're slightly different. Okay, so that's what that one's like. What I want you to do now is pause the video, whether you're at home or in school. Pause the video and have a little think about. You can write down if you want. That would be quite good. If you've got your whiteboards in school or some rough paper at home, write down all the things that you think a diary entry needs to have. Okay, so it's all the features of a diary entry. Think about what you think a diary has in it. You can pause the video now. Okay, so you should have got lots of features of a diary. Hopefully you had a little chat about them as well. Here's the ones I've got. Features of a diary, diary entry. There they are. I'm going to talk you through them a little bit. Let's see if there's any that you got. Some that you might not have. So it's some extra things to think about. So first one uses the past tense. Okay. So, like I said earlier, you usually write a diary maybe at the end of the day to talk about everything that's gone on that day. So if it's happened that day, it must have been in the past, mustn't it? So you need to think about writing in the past tense when you write your diaries. Things need to have happened that day. Okay. That's the first one. The next one says, uses first person pronouns. Right, well, we talked about pronouns a little bit yesterday. And first person pronouns is, because it's a diary, you're writing it in the first person. It's you, it's yourself. When you write yours in a bit, you're not going to write, Rock did this. You're going to put, I did that. I did this. My, that. Okay? We all did this. That's what you need to think about. You are becoming Rock and you are writing in the first person. I don't want to see anybody writing, Rock did this. All right? Because you are Rock. Next up, it says, describe the writer's point of view, thoughts and feelings. So you need to make sure you include in your diary for Rock all the points of view, everything that happened to him, how he felt, how you felt during that day, and any other little thoughts as well. A diary is a great chance to write down any thoughts you have, okay, and any feelings. Make sure you put all that stuff in. Don't just tell me the story again. Tell me the thoughts and feelings of the character. Opinions as well. Opinions are things where it's just one person's opinion. So they might not be true, they might not be facts, but it is the opinion of that character. So that fits in with their point of view, really. Maybe Rock feels a certain way about what happened in the story. Next one, it says use ambitious words to describe. That's always something we do in school. We try and use the best words possible. I don't want to hear words like sad. I felt sad. Oh, that would be boring. Things like that. Try and use some great words, some interesting words, because the reader's got to be interested. And you can even use a thesaurus to help you with that if you want to. Next up, it says, is written in an informal style as though speaking to someone. That's a good thing about a diary, I think. You're writing it for yourself. You're the only one who's going to read your diary usually. So you can write as if you're just talking to your friend or somebody. That's what a diary can be. If you can't say your feelings out loud and you don't want to talk about them, you can write them in a diary. And the diary's like your friend who you're telling your secrets to. So you can write it in an informal style. That means you can write it how you would usually speak. Okay. Next up, it says uses time conjunctions to link events. We did a lot of time conjunctions when we were doing our instructions. I'm not going to go through all them now. I will see if you can remember what they all are. I'm sure you can. They're really good for linking your story together. So make sure you put in some of those. Next up, organizes events into paragraphs. Again, when we did our instructions, we talked about paragraphs and how it's a great way of organizing your story. So think about it when you're writing your diary for Rock. Organize the events of Rock's day. Try and put them together and write in paragraphs if you can. That'd be great. And the last one uses inverted commas to show direct speech. So if there is any speech in your story, and it'd be great if you could put in a little bit, make sure you put in those inverted commas, those speech marks, those 66 and 99s around anything that somebody says. Okay, so there you go. That is basically the features of a diary. Maybe leave that up so you can tick it off maybe. That would be quite good. Make sure you include all those things because there's actually a box next to each one for a little tick so you can say you've done it. That's quite nice. I will put a link to that on our Class Dojo as well, so you can print it out if you want to. And the last little thing, this is it. You've got your pack, and this is the page from the pack that is Rock's last diary entry. So this just explains what I've said. You're going to be recounting a diary for Rock on his last day. So it says, write his diary entry using the emotion graph to help you. The 6 plot points will also help you to structure your writing. So that's basically saying what I said earlier, use your previous work to help you write this diary entry. If you'd rather write it out in your book than on the page, the sheet, that is fine by me. Try and make sure your handwriting is super neat as well, right on those lines. Okay, a few people are rushing a little bit and not getting their work as neat as it can be, so see what you can do about that. Okay, that is it. So the links will all be on the Class Dojo page for you. Yeah, have a go. Okay, I will see you all in a little while.